Hi, this is Christopher Johnston, and this is my presentation for my assignment 2, where we're looking at the navigation menus on Sears.com's website. You asked a couple of questions in the course of this assignment. I'm going to review those one at a time and then show you the site itself and my navigation through it. The first question you asked was, which navigation menus are effective and why? So if we go here to the Sears.com website, the first thing I noticed was that the search menu was prominent. It's right here, it's in the middle of the site where you expect it, it's easy to find. The second thing I noticed about it was that it had auto-suggest. So if you gave the example of a chainsaw, if I'm searching for chainsaw, it starts auto-populating and it shows me that chainsaw is in fact in lawn and garden. And if I were to click on that, it would take me to that section, and then I have chainsaws there, real easy for me to find. The second question you asked was about the navigation menus, the parts that were ineffective and why. Well, if we look at the site again, we have this top bar here. I think this is confusing to customers because when they come here, they're going to Sears.com. They may not know that Land's End and Kmart are owned by Sears, so I think that that could cause some confusion. The other thing is it doesn't really work very well. If I come here and it says shop and I click shop, well, then it just gives me the same selections. If I click share, it brings up a bunch of other options with little drop down menus, and if I click solve, it brings up yet another menu. But I don't know if this is helping me find what I want to buy, because if I'm at Sears.com, it's obvious I probably want to buy something. The second question you asked was which navigation menus are bad and why. I think that this topmost bar right here is confusing. Customers are coming here to search on Sears.com or to buy from Sears.com. They don't necessarily want to go to Kmart or Land's End or Great Indoors, and they may not even know that those are Sears stores. So I think putting that up there just simply confuses customers. And they don't know what these buttons are for. When they click on them, why am I not getting what I want? Why am I still getting these little fly down menus that have a lot of stuff in them to read that I don't really want to read? Where do I just shop? So then they have to go down and move their eyes down the page to here and start using the site itself. The other menu I think that may be problematic is this over here. While it's useful, I don't know that menu there combined with these menus over here is not even more confusing to potential customers. Are there too many menus? Yes. There's menus at the top of the page. There's menus a little further down. There's yet another navigation item over here to the left with the flyout. There's a menu over here to the right, to the left of this search box. There's boxes of information. There are all these buttons down here that have little caret symbols next to them, like something should come out of them, but it doesn't. So I think this down here has little scroll wheels on it. There are just way too many places that a customer can click, and I think it's overly confusing. So, how can you reduce the number of menus without impacting the user experience? Well, I think any reduction in menus would actually improve user experience by giving them less things they have to decide. make the decision less complicated. If we go look up here at the top, this entire menu bar could be taken away and possibly put right here in a button right here. Maybe get rid of this parts and services menu, get rid of this inspiration and advice menu. Maybe put catalogs in a drop down menu along with all of this stuff in a button over here. I would also move this sign in and register button down to here. These menus, I would change those to caret symbols like we have down here on these buttons. I would take all of these buttons and get rid of them. They're too far down the page and they're just confusing. And I'd find a way to integrate this side panel here in somewhere else, because I think that this here and moving stuff around on the page is just confusing. I'd get rid of that. Are there competitor sites that they could learn from? Yes, I've brought up 3 actually. Macy's has a lot that they could learn from. Macy's probably offers the same number of products that a Sears store does. But if you look at their menus, there are no flyout menus. They're just simple menus. If you click on them, it takes you to that department, and then you have a list of items down the side of the page. It's real simple to navigate. It's not very complicated. Another site they could learn from is LL Bean. LL Bean has flyout menus that are very effective. It also has like a login feature in my account up here. There aren't a whole lot of menus on the page. It's really simple. If you want more information, you can find it down here. For instance, if you wanted to get catalogs, you could go here to shop catalogs online, sign up for catalogs. But up at the top, it's designed for you to find what you want and find it quickly so you can purchase. Home Depot, I think, has a very good site. Home Depot has flyout menus here for all of these menu items up here. If you wanted to find a chainsaw, you could type it into the search box. It doesn't have auto-suggest like Sears, but it loads very quickly, and there you can find it, and then you can filter it along the side by price or brand or category. Okay, for a recap, we have covered all of the questions. Let's go back and look. Which navigation menus are effective and why? Well, we have search because it's prominent on the page and it has auto-suggest. And we have the all departments menu. It gives me one place to look. It does require me to think, but not too much. Which ones are not effective and why? There's way too many menus. They're scattered all over the top. And the topmost needs to go. How can we reduce the number of menus without greatly reducing the navigation or reducing the user experience? We can bury some of the menus in utilities. We could maybe put a drop-down menu next to the search bar and replace some of the current menu items there with some of the items from the top bar. And possibly move the login and register down to that same location. Are there any other competitors or websites that Sears can learn from? We looked at 3, Macy's, LL Bean, and Home Depot. This concludes my presentation.